Well, hello and a very warm welcome to another episode of Off the Leash, brought to you by the Racing Post in association with Premier Greyhound Racing. We are up to episode 36, more Category 1 action to look back on and look forward to. It's, of course, Ladies' Night at Perry Barr on Saturday night, the £20,000 Premier Greyhound Racing Oaks final, the Bitches Classic. And we're in good company, as ever. Tony Bullen, the conveyor belt of big races, keeps on coming. How's your form?
Yeah, we've been doing all right, Dave. I mean, three dozen shows. I'd like to think that we can hold our heads up high with the content and the winners that we've given. Let's hope it continues.
Yeah, we've done all right. Finest Joe, 3-1. I was hoping he was going to be a bigger price, but he did the business at 3-1. That was our nap last week. So we got one over the line and loads of each-way money, place money with the each-way plays, anti-posting, array of competitions. And we've got a couple going in the Oaks final as well. So we'll look forward to that. But before we get to the Oaks final, and in fact, before we even get to last week's action, do remember to like, comment and subscribe. If you're watching us on YouTube, if you're watching us on the Racing Post Facebook page as well for the Greyhounds, put a like in, give it a share, put your comment in below. We've heard from a few of you in recent weeks. One or two have hit the post with big anti-post wagers. We had Tony Hawes on, I think he was on Droopy's Manor War at all sorts of obscene prices. Got to the final of the Kent Derby. Wasn't to be, but let us know if you're clutching anything fancy, anything lively. Right, let's get to it then. Now we'll start with, there was 3 Category 1 finals last week, as well as the Oaks, which is ongoing. And we'll go in chronological order. We'll go to Romford. We'll go to the £20,000 Premier Greyhound Racing Champion Stakes. Tony, it was all eyes on the inside runner here, New Destiny. She was the anti-post favourite. She lined up a similar price to what she was chalked up by Entain, Labrooks and Corals. They were first out the boxes. They went very, very short, and she was very short for the final, but it was over in a matter of strides. She went from trap 1, 34.63. Noir's News, trap 6, finished second, and Golden Palace in trap 5 was third.
Yeah, sensational performance. I mean, if you would have said to someone that there's going to be 64 spots between New Destiny and Irons of Sydney at the winning line first time, you would have just laughed your head off. But that's the beauty of this bitch. She has got a slick start in her. And when she fronts off, they were strung out like washing, Dave, because once New Destiny did what she did early, she was always going to go on and win by a wide margin and post an exceptional time. I mean, 34.63. She was just in total isolation throughout. And obviously, back-to-back wins now. Won the Coronation Cup over course and distance in a track record and now claimed this title in some style.
Yeah, and you'd have to think she's going to be a big runner for the what I'd call the Romford Triple Crown with the Essex Vars, which is usually sort of in the first quarter of the year, early doors in 2025. I've no doubt, if all being well, she'll be there. Not sure what plans are for going forward, whether they'll look to maybe drop her back to 4 bends, stick to 6 bends. Owned by the MWD partnership, 14 times champion trainer Mark Wallace, a good man in her corner. What would you do, Tony?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Is there a bonus for that? I don't know if it's never been done, has it? The trilogy?
I think no way has that been done before.
I mean, that'd be absolutely historical, and I'd just rest her on her laurels at the moment. She's done what she needs to do. She obviously had a little bit of a busy spell because she ran in the Empress Stakes, didn't she? Not long after winning the Coronation Cup, but this is her forte. I think an easy 6 bends. She just tends to hold her position and works into the races in the second half. She's got it all, really. She was always destined to be a star, and she's starting to show that over an easy 6 bends.
Yeah, she has been busy. She also, of course, I think she was knocked out in the first round, but she ran in the Sussex Cup as well. So she's been on the go. We'll look forward to seeing her in action as and when she reappears. Then we jump forward to Saturday night, go to Central Park and another 20 grand competition. Another competition sponsored by Premier Greyhound Racing as well. It was the Kent Derby, the biggest race of the year at Central Park, formerly known as Sittingbourne, of course. And it was all eyes on King Memphis here, who was the anti-post favourite. It got to the final. It was a very, very short price in the blue jacket. But a certain ground in trap 4 here by the name of Droopy's Display. Didn't read the script, smashed out. And this was a good run, a win on merit as well, off the front. Good time, 28.45, new track record. Third was El Tonillo. King Memphis back in second, 4.25. Brilliant winner.
Absolutely, Sten. I mean, I was just gobsmacked as soon as the traps opened up. All of a sudden, you're looking for El Torneo, Man of War and Memphis, and all of a sudden this Droopy's Display banged the lids. And credit to him. He ran a blinder to qualify. He chased home King Memphis in the semi-finals, but I think the last time this dog made all, I think was in his very first race at Newcastle in the Northern Puppy Derby, and he done it once at Monmore in the Puppy Derby. But yeah, he smashed the boxes, and he's strong as an ox. He's never going to get caught, no matter how close any of the others turned. I mean, in fairness, Maxine must have given them team tactics, because Droopy's Man of War certainly held up King Memphis to halfway, and that just allowed Droopy's Display to be out in front. But he was never going to get caught, and it was no surprise to time, Dave, because he's done everything right at the boxes. Yeah. Strong runner, and he's done it really well. Absolutely phenomenal run.
And we've not really seen too much of him. I think he got to the final of the Northern Puppy Derby. I think it was up at Newcastle. And he'd shown flashes in the early parts of his career. He's been on and off the card, but he just did it right here. The JR Racing Syndicate, Jack Russell, Gavin Mahoney, Rob Howe. And we've banged the drum quite a few times on this show already this year that Maxine Locke is a trainer to keep an eye on, because she's building some team of dogs. Yeah,
I noticed that last year. You could see that it was starting to go on her travels, Maxine. Normally one to sort of stay at home soil, but when you've got a good team, that's what you do. You go out on the road and start attacking these big events, and you reap the rewards. And if this Droopy's Display has added a fast start to his forte, then he's going to be a force to be reckoned with, Dave, because he's strong. He's a strong runner.
Yeah, I'm not sure, again, what the plans are with him. I saw the Droopy's Man of War dog down for a trial up at Sunderland with the Classic upcoming. Maybe Droopy's Display's off to Nottingham for the Eclipse. They're two big competitions coming up. Loads and loads of options. I'm not sure when we'll see King Memphis again. Looks like the Olympic down at Hove trying to defend his title. And, you know, he didn't really lose much in defeat. The winner's done the clock, and he's had to kind of wrestle for a little bit of racing room, and he stayed on well.
Yeah, that was exactly that. We was always initially worried about clearing Droopy's Man of War, and he didn't find a way past that rival as early as he needed to do. But I know he's ran second, the King Memphis dog, but I think it was lights out once them boxes opened, Dave. I really do. I mean, the Droopy's Display dog, the time was there. So it tells you what a great run it was. It weren't no fluke, nothing fluky about it. It's just, can he bottle that exit going forward?
Yeah, brilliant run. And I'll tell you what, it was the first Cat 1 success for the JR Racing Syndicate. I can assure you it won't be their last as well, because they've got some wonderful grounds to their name. So we'll look out for their runners both at Sunderland and Nottingham in the coming weeks. Right, we're now going to jump to Sunday. £11,500 was up for grabs. It was the Bresbet Steel City Cup final. We had the biggest race of the year at Central Park on Saturday night. We had the biggest race of the year at Sheffield on Sunday afternoon, and this was an absolute cracker. Now, this, regardless of this being a Cat 1 final, a big final, two big superstars of the sport going toe-to-toe, just as a spectacle, a wonderful, wonderful race. Now, the favourite, Wiki Ned, the Gym Crack champion, chasing that Bresbet bonus, another extra 10 grand, having won the Gym Crack. He went in trap 1, and it wasn't straightforward for him, but he showed his class here. Lynx Maverick cracked out in trap 4. Bombay the Joker finished 3rd in trap 2, but what a run from the winner here, Tony. The good ones always find a way of winning, and that's exactly what he's done here.
Yeah, didn't he, Joe? I mean, as the lids opened up, he completely missed the break, and once Lynx Maverick had got a brilliant break, you just thought, well, how many dogs come from behind Lynx Maverick? Well, Wiki Ned, he worked himself into contention. The inside draw did prove helpful in the end, because he's missed the break. He worked himself into the race. And, I mean, he got there in the last stride for that £10,000 bonus. I think the spell on the sidelines worked the oracle with him. He won the Northern Flat at Newcastle below par, but good dogs can do that. That just shows you how talented Wiki Ned is. Wasn't at his best in the Northern Flat, got that trophy in the cabinet, and he showed plenty of courage and guts. Not many dogs give Lynx Maverick a start and a beating, particularly around Sheffield, where it's easy to defend the lead.
Yeah, just an incredible dog. Gym Crack, 15 grand, 12.5 grand Northern Flat. The Steel City Cup was 11.5 plus the 10 grand bonus, and he's not done yet. Spoke to trainer Jimmy Fennick, and the plan is Nottingham for the Eclipse. And of course, Jimmy would love to win his own competition, if you like. He told me he's a proud Geordie, which we all know, and he'll be going for the All England Cup as well, which he won a couple of years ago with a champion as well, ice on fire. But 3 Cat 1s down. I don't get too caught up in the ground of the year noise, Tony. But if you win 3 Cat 1s, you're probably favourite to win it because there were 3 big ones as well.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. I mean, if you win 3 Cat 1s, and as I say, he's gone deep in other races as well. So yeah, he's going to be on anyone's list for Grand of the Year. But pales into significance, the trophies that he's amassed, you just look at them, whether you win the Grand of the Year or not. I don't think it's got the prestige that it used to carry anyway.
Yeah, we look out for him as well up to Nottingham. He will go Wickenhead, one of the stars of the sport. Right, now let's look forward to Saturday night. 2 big finals at Perry Barr. We'll start with the sprinters because we've also got the Scurry, which is £7,500, sponsored by Arc. Brilliant competition, this one. A really deep event as well. One of the big sprint competitions, not the most lucrative, but one of the deepest we saw here. Brilliant event. Now, semi-final number 1 was won by the Kent Silver Salver champion, Magical Blue Bear. He went in trap 4. King Capaldi stayed on really strongly in the red jacket also to qualify. 3 semi-finals. First 2 went through. 15.98 here. Nice tight Magical Blue Bear, Tony.
Yeah, this event, Dave, this is probably the best sprint competition of the year. This attracted the cream of the cream. And what a competition it's unravelled to be. And Magical Blue Bear is a dog that I've always liked. I fancied him to win the Silver Salver at Central Park. He did the business in that final. And he's just the win machine at the moment for connections. A middle draw suits him ideally. He runs a good bend. He's got it all, the dog. I think you could take him to any sprint track in the country and he'd trade blows with the best.
Yeah, be a really classy sort. Already got 1 competition to his name. And he's going to be a big player in the final. Now, it's a 1-2 for Newcastle trainer Stephen Anderson, the Bramble man, if you like, in the second semi-final. Trap 4, Bramble Oreo. Trap 1, Bramble Linton. 15.92, the winning time here. A little bit of trouble out the back. They all completed, all stayed on their feet, thankfully. But the front 2 pulled a mile clear here. Yeah,
Bramble Oreo, I mean, isn't the first time that she's upstaged the kennel mate Bramble Linton, beat Bramble Linton when they met in August at Newcastle in 1677. She's got a slick exit at her disposal. And when she gets it right, she's no back number. But I didn't think Bramble Linton lost anything in defeat. He's a misbreak pace up type of dog, is the Linton dog. But yeah, Stephen Anderson would be delighted to have got the first 2 home in this particular semi.
Yeah, always a good dog in his kennel, and he's doubly represented in the Scurry final, first 2 going through there. Now we move on to what's been so far the story of this event. Ryoka Oishin been off the card. Kevin Hutton has been publicly, said this dog's had big problems, and I spoke to him as a piece going in the Racing Post on Thursday. Just wrist issues along the way, but they think the world of this dog, and you can see why here. Does the business out of trap 5. Longfellow into 15.71. This dog's broken the track record. He's very lightly raced. Yes, Kevin's called him fragile, but my word, he's got some pace, Tony.
Cool, not many. I mean, absolute machine. He's 36, 37 kilo dog as well. So it is a worry that he's a wrist injury. They can be recurring. And he didn't feature on his reappearance. He was beaten by Magical Blue Bear. But since then, and this is where connections will be delighted, with wrist injuries, he's standing up to quick races. And the fact that he's done what he's done, 15.71 calculated in the first round, and then an actual track record last weekend in the same time, tells you that Kevin, the persistency and patience has worked wonders. And without a doubt, he is the dog to beat in the final, but there's going to be no quarter given in this level, Dave. His margin for error is very minimal.
Yeah, well, let's have a look at that final then. It'll be the 8:44 at Perry Barr on Saturday night. Not live on the PGR stream. You'll be able to catch it on bookmakers' streams there. It's a digital-only fixture on a Saturday night at Perry Barr. Bramble Linton in the red, 6-1. Longfellow, 16s. King Capaldi, 4s. Magical Blue Bear, 11-4. Bramble Oreo, 12. And Ryoka Oishin at 13-8 middle. I'm struggling to look beyond 6, although I'm not too enamoured by the price here at 13-8. The dog broke the track record. I think he's, dare I say it, coming forward. Now, the concern for me is that Kevin's called him a 4-bend dog, and he clearly is a 4-bend dog. And when you're in the deep end, like a Scurry final, you should always go with the out-and-out sprinter over a four-bend dog. But he's got class, he's got pace. He'll do for me in the stripes. What about yourself?
Yeah, I'm concerned with the draw. I don't think he wants to be as wide out, particularly with Bramble Oreo and Magical Blue Bear there. And I think things could get a little bit tricky on the middle to wide part of this race on the run to the turn. I like Bramble Linton, to be truthful. I mean, Longfellow's not really an out-and-out sprinter for me. Same as King Capaldi. They're not lid pingers either. Bramble Linton's not a lid pinger, but he's got a surge to the turn. And with his sprinting, it's all about timing. If he can hit the crown of the first bend on the right lead leg, Bramble Linton, as he paces up, I think he can barge his way round in front and assert off the second bend here. I mean, 6, if he does what he's done in the opening rounds, it will be his title. But I think Bramble Oreo can sort of play a little bit of team tactics and help Bramble Linton's cause here.
Well, there you go, 6-1. Bramble Linton on the inside for Tony. Regardless what happens, I think this is a dog in 6 here that we just pray he kind of keeps together. Kevin said that he's holding up to his work. I mean, first look round Monmore, this dog did 28.02 first look. He was brilliant first couple of starts at Oxford. Potentially, you know, one of the next superstars of the sport. So fingers crossed he can stay together, Rock Ocean, and we look forward to seeing him beyond Perry Barr. He kept to 4 bends where after this, and the bigger tracks are the kind of bends, Kevin says. We look out for him, but a little bit of value there on the inside, perhaps. Bramble Linton, Tony giving a very, very good case for the red. Right, I mentioned it's ladies' night at Perry Barr on Saturday night. It is the Bitches Classic. There's £20,000 up for grabs, 480 metres, lap of the track. It's the big one for the Bitches, the Oaks final. We'll have a look back at the semi-finals now. Semi-final number 1, Druid Say Go, irrepressible, in superb form at the moment. She starts, she's proved she stays, and she bangs out the boxes as well. And this is exactly what she did on this occasion. 27.86, Droopy Junis in 2, and Coppicella flashing home in the stripes here. Drawn wider than ideal on this occasion in the 5, Tony, but no drama. Poor Perfect once again.
Do you know what? It wouldn't matter if there was 8 dog racing at the minute. She'd overcome trap 8, Dave. She's absolutely flying. I mean, I've always had her down as a bit of an intelligent bitch as well. If you've seen her win at Romford, I've seen her win from just off the pace at Romford. She's always had a brilliant second or third pace at her disposal. And the way she runs the bends as well, the whole package is the reason that you're just seeing Druid Sago conquer all. She conquered all at Yarmouth. She's conquered all so far in the Oaks. I think she's going to be queen on Saturday night. It's going to take a massive effort from one of the others. She's putting up the times. She's doing the early. She's got the middle. She's running the bends. It's going to take a massive effort to stop her, Dave.
Yeah, she's got a good, decent draw as well, and we'll get on to that. Now, there's going to be no replay for semi-final number 2 because the bitch that looked like she was going to be the biggest danger to Druid Sago was out in front, second bend, Queen Joni, marching on into the final, and disaster struck. She's picked up an injury. She's comfortable. She's back home with Liz and Rad McNair, and I think, you know, we'll see some Queen Joni puppies at some point as well. The result there was Iceman's Girl in track 1, 28.30, time understandably slower. Owned by Gerwin Price, former darts world champion for Nathan Hunt. Front Alice, the golden sprint winner, finished second in track 5. And Chamberlain Kate in the blue finished third, bagged the other qualification spots. Now, that one for Carol Weatherall on the inside. Let's have a look at the draw then. And Chamberlain Kate at 25-1 has got the red jacket. This is the 9.20 at Perry Barr on Saturday. Druid Say Go 4-9. Iceman's Girl 7-2. Droopy's Eunice at 10s. Front Alice 20. Coppis Ella 12-1. Well found in the market. I think there's probably an argument that Druid Say Go could be shorter than 4-9, given, you know, the form she's in and how clear she is on the clock. I couldn't oppose her. I'm guessing you can't either, Tony. Is there an angle in? Is there some kind of forecast play? How do we attack this race?
I think 6 will make the frame, but I'm not sure she'll actually finish second because I like this Iceman's Girl. I think the Iceman's Girl bitch for Gerwin Price and Nathan Hunt, she sticks to the task. She's really added consistency to her game of late. Ran a blinder when runner-up in the Empress Stakes at Toaster, and she's taken to track and trip as well. I think Druid Sago gets first run on them, and that should be game over. The clock tells you that as much as Iceland's Girl's running well, if Druid Say goes in front off the second bend, it's night. But I do think Copicella can run on through beaten rivals late, but I'm not sure it would be in time to get on terms with the big guns.
Yeah, I mean, let's have it right. I mean, Copicella is not going to be finishing last this year. I spoke to Kevin Hutton more about the Rioja dog, but we also obviously mentioned Copicella, and Six Bends is the future for her. The 650 at Oxford, I think the Challenge Cup is coming up there, and then onwards and upwards, you know, and she's, I think, really exciting stepping up in trip. I've been watching her after the line. She was on top of Druid Sago at what would have been kind of 2 bends after the winning line, motoring home.
Yeah, she ran, I mean, when the traps opened, I thought she looked like she weren't just hunting, and then all of a sudden she just picked up a head of steam and just rattled home through beaten rivals to qualify. Oh, actually was 6.5 lengths adrift of Druid Sago. But one thing with Copicella, she has every pancake day, shall we say. She has got a start in her, and if she did hold her position, then she's a big runner in finishing probably second, because I just can't see anything stopping Druid Sago going around in front of the second bend. So even if Copicella got a decent start, I don't think it's going to be enough to turn the tables on Druid Sago.
Every pancake, though. There you go. Every now and again, Copicella smashes out the boxes. Will it be? We'll see. That's the Bitches Classic. It's Ladies' Night as Perry Barr. It's the Oaks final on the digital-only Premier Greyhound Racing Service there. Right, it is that time, and I've got the honour. Farney's Joe, back of the net. I told you he was a little bit quirky, and he showed that on the run-in, but the nut down at the right time, back of the net, 3-1 Farney's Joe. I think it was a bigger price earlier in the day as well. So I have the honour. I'm going to take the honour. Then we're going to go through the best bets. Can go anywhere this week. I'm going to go to Nottingham on Friday night. There's 1 or 2 opens on the card there. Build up now towards the Eclipse. I think Barntick Bears in action as well. But in the 7.06 at Nottingham, I made it 2 runners. We've got Seaview Sydney on the inside in trap 1. Bocco's Thunder goes, I think, in trap 5. Now, you cannot go to Nottingham without a look. Bocco's Thunder has been spinning around there a couple of starts. He's been in and out of the winner's podium, on and off the winner's podium, if you like, in recent weeks. Seaview Sydney, love the dog, tipped him up a few times, anti-post for competitions, including the Gold Cup at Monmore. And he's drawn where he wants to be in trap 1. I think you see a better version of him. But unless I'm missing it, he's not been to Nottingham before, which is a big, big no-no for me. Very tight turn, and it might prove his undoing. So I'm all over Bocco's Thunder in the orange jacket. 500 metres. Even if it gets a little bit messy, we know he's strong, and I think he can either lead at the second bend and be away, or he can pick up the pieces in a messy race. So Bocco's Thunder, very strong selection for me on Friday night at Nottingham. Tony, where are you off to?
I'm going to pick the Scurry final, though. I think 6-1 Bramble Linton's just too big. I know the Rioja Argine dog has obviously set a higher standard, but I think we've got a good make-up on the inside here with Stephen Anderson's charge. And if he can come away half decent and 4, 5 and 6, just as they have to negotiate the first turn, he might get the old Lewis Hamilton racing line on the inside. And as they straighten up for home, Linton won't be found wanting, that's for sure.
Well, the old bump and run, we call that one. Bramble Linton on the inside. Big price in the Scurry final as well for Tony, so he's made a good case there. Bocco's Thunder for me on Friday night. Of course, all the action live on the Premier Greyhound Racing Service. Behind the red button or on the stream, behind the red button on the Sky Sports Racing. Do remember to jot a comment below. Let us know who you fancy, who you backed. Maybe you're clutching something anti-post. Druid Sago, she's 4-9 now. Maybe you got involved anti-post. Let us know. As ever, Tony, thank you for your time and expertise. Remember to enjoy the Greyhound racing. Gamble responsibly, and we'll see you next time.